Everyone, good morning, first of all. Am I audible? Those are joining online. So please give us a reply and chat box also.
Minimize full screen. Full screen.
Okay, those who joined online, are you able to listen my voice? Sambola Kalapa Institution Models, Sambola College, Sambola Internal Quality Assurance Day organizes NAC sponsor national workshop on understanding the revised assessment and accreditation process. So for this particular webinar workshop, I would like to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Murali Fadnavis, Purnashilo Ahilya Solapur. Again, I would like to welcome today's program chairperson, Honorable Dr. Ranjit Deshmukh, Principal, Shivaji Polytechnic College, Sambola. I would like to welcome our respected Principal, Dr. Madhusudan Vasudesa, Principal, Sambola College, Sambola. I would like to welcome IQAC Coordinator, Dr. T.R. Mani, IQAC Co-Coordinator, Dr. B.A. Sode, all the teaching and non-teaching staffs of respective Sambola College, Sambola faculty, and those who join online, so all the respective faculty members, all the respective research persons. So once again, on behalf of Sambola College, Sambola, I would like to welcome all of you. Before start the particular program, I want to be notified to all the participants that the main reason behind to conduct this particular workshop, that is, NAC has revised the assessment and accreditation process in terms of quantitative and quantitative metrics. It is necessary for institutions of higher education to know about it. Our college has organized today's event. Those who join online, are you able to listen to my voice clearly? Join जे आहे त्यांचा give a reply please first. आमचा आवाज सगळ्यांना येतो क्लिअर? Those joined online, please give me a reply on at chat box also. Yeah, unmute your sound. येतो ना? ओके ओके ठीक आहे.
साऊंडला मशीन जोडली नाही. किती नावाची रेट आहे नाही.
Okay. So, thank you. So, as for today's introduction ceremony, this is the agenda of the program. That is first introduction, then second introduction of today's chief guest, then inauguration ceremony speech, presidential speech, and vote of thanks. This is the today's program agenda. Rather than taking your so much time over here, so here I would like to request our respected principal, Dr. Madhusudan Vasudesa, for sharing the introductory speech of today's event. audible? Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello. Hello, good ma'am. आवाज येते? Hello. Hello.
सर आवाज घुमतोय तुमचा, आवाज क्लिअर नाही येते.
तुमच्या लक्षात नाही मशीन त्यांचा आवाज येतच नाही इथं लक्षात.
Hello. Mic on.
त्याचा विषय
Hello. मॅडम आवाज येते? Hello.
मोबाईलमध्ये क्लिक करून मोबाईलवर बोला व्हिडिओ कॉल चालू असेल.
आता झाला ना.
Hello. Hello.
बाहेर बोलू शकतो.
मॅम आवाज येतो सर आमचा आवाज
आता पहिले बिलकुल
माहिती नाही.
हा आता येतोय.
समाज मोबाइल बंद करा आपने. Good morning. On the occasion of inaugural function of the one-day online national workshop on understanding the revised assessment and accreditation process, I, Dr. Rosan Basute, Principal of the Sangla College, Sangola, heartily welcome the chief guest of the inaugural function, our inspiration, Honorable Dr. Gunareddy Fadnavis, the able Vice Chancellor of the University and Deviation Report, President of the function, Honorable Principal Ranjit Deshko, Principal Polytechnic College, Sangola, Honorable Vice Presidents of the Sangola Taluka Shiksha Mandal, Sangola, Honorable Professor, the PCFK, Honorable T.N. Keta, Honorable Tajiripe, the Secretary of the Sangola Taluka Shiksha Mandal, Sangola, other honorable members of the management, Honorable Dr. Kaude, the advisor and coordinator of the NAC Bangalore for the Western region, Honorable authorities of the NAC, IPC coordinator Dr. T.R. Mane, co-coordinator Dr. P. Mansure, and members of the IPC as well as members of the CDC. Honorable resource persons, Principal Dr. Sanjay Khara, Modern College Pune, Honorable Principal Mrs. Aruna Devaskar, Audiodic Technical Shiksha Samsthas, Business Management Studies and Computer Applications, and honorable members, honorable principals, teachers, students who have joined online to this workshop, my teaching and non-teaching colleagues and students of the college, I welcome you heartily for this workshop. It gives me pleasure to inform you that this college is established in the year 1978 under the flagship of the Sangola Taluka Shiksha Mandal for the purpose of catering the higher educational needs of this rural and drought-prone belt. College started with 2 digit student strength. At present, there are more than 2,700 students studying in arts, commerce, science, and computer science, UG and PG programs. It is worth to mention that the strength of girl students is almost 50%. This is because the college has gained belief of parents as far as quality of the education, the academic ambience, secure campus, and good placement opportunities in multinational companies as well as the activities related to women empowerment. I would like to mention that most of the students from the arts, science, commerce progress to higher education or turn preparation of competitive examinations
but the computer science students get opportunity for placement in multinational companies. Last year is proudly for us that 174 students got placement in the renowned multinational companies like TCS, Wipro, and Capgemini, Tech Mahindra, etc. College has gained a good fame among the major IT industries. This college has proved itself as the socio-economic engine for development of this region, since many alumni of this college are working on prestigious positions in many government organizations and non-government organizations and contributing in development of the country. In the year 1994, HRD Ministry has established an independent institution NAC under the UGC for assessment and accreditation of the higher education institutes. Since then, we are observing tremendous improvements in infrastructure, teaching learning facilities, knowledge resources, facilities necessary for curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Our students are certainly benefiting from these developments. From the feedback received from stakeholders, NAC is revising manuals of APR as well as SSR from time to time. Although Maharashtra is ranking first in number of accredited higher education institutions, still there are many higher education institutions in the nation which have not faced even first time assessment process. Therefore, it is necessary for all the higher education institutes to understand the revised assessment and accreditation process. Hence, we have organized this national level one-day online workshop.
Thank you, sir, for your nice introduction about our college. College is nothing as different activities for sake of development of the students and for sake of development of the society. As per the need of society, college has to be provide all the amenities as per the requirement. And in terms of placement, in terms of students' extracurricular activity, every time college has to take initiative. The second part of the tutorial program is that those persons being paid in our premises, it's our duty to be registered. Okay, this is the part of the presentation program. So here, I would like to request our principal, Dr. Madhusudan Basu, please be offer a bouquet to our today's program president, Dr. Ranjit Deshmukh, sir, principal of SPC Sangola. SPC Sangola. It's a part of the presentation. Already, I would like to thank to already welcome our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gonali. So first, take up introduction of today's chief guest. I would like to request Dr. T.R. Mane sir for the introduction of today's chief guest.
Good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. T.R. Mane, IPC coordinator, Sangola. I would like to give a brief introduction of today's chief guest. Today's chief guest is Honorable Dr. Mrs. Gonali Fadnavis, Madam, who is working as the Vice Chancellor of Professional Accreditation, Solapur University, Solapur. I will give a brief account of her academic and non-academic work. She has completed 24 minor and major projects and also received research patent training. She has an experience of teaching as well as research is about 35 years. About 270 research papers were published in national and international journals. Under her guidance, 16 candidates were awarded PhD. Also, she had written 19 books regarding economics. More than 100 conferences and seminars were attended in India. Also, she participated in the conferences out of India like Russia, Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, Australia, Sri Lanka, Japan, Canada. She has started 25 career-oriented programs for women in our home university. Also, she has a hobby of oil painting and filament painting. Her 4 paintings were sold in China and 2 paintings were sold in America. She has established a School of Languages, Cosmetic Technology, School of Applied and Health Science in the home university. She has introduced agro-tourism and established an agro-tourism center in the home university. She has organized international workshop of untold history of United States and concept of nuclear energy. Various workshops were organized in the university for the stakeholders. With this brief introduction, I will welcome the chief guest, Dr. Murali Fadnavis, and I request the Vice Chancellor to start the inaugural function. Okay,
Thank you, sir. Now, once again, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Naveen Fadnavis ma'am to another today's event with your speech.
Okay. My voice is clear? Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, because your voice is little coming up like humming sound. So maybe I'm not getting all the sentences very clear. But anyway, whatever I have got that it's a great occasion to have a one-day national workshop on understanding the revised assessment and accreditation process. So I think that this is, hello, some echo is coming, sir. Is it? Those who are not talking, switch.
Right now, ma'am. Start.
Yeah. So in this one-day national workshop, I am very happy that Sangola College, Sangola has taken a very good initiative to understand and to have a discussion on different areas which is related to the assessment and accreditation process of the NAC. So I declare this particular national workshop has been opened, or it will have a one-day long session. So I declare it is open. Then another part which is very important, that various institutions which are moving from one area to another, I mean to say that they have to go for different levels, rather upward levels, for better assessment and accreditation. For that, NAC is always making process to update through its website, to take different type of workshops, and NAC is always asking to go upward for the quality sessions. Considering this quality session, I would like to say that the three important things are there that we need to understand. First, that Q is for quality. Quality means whatever you have achieved earlier, or whatever the way you have started working in higher education, you should see that step should be taken. It will go to the vertical incremental issues, which is very much necessary to get better results in coming years. So keep into the mind that we are not only working for NAC, because NAC is there, we are doing this. So this is a maybe one of the way of thinking, but it's not a whole thing that you have to work. You have to work for the students. You have to work for the society and for the community and all related stakeholders. So NAC is there, or it will come whatever the time has been allotted to you, but you have to keep on doing continuous assessment process. That is normally known as, we have to submit AQAR every year to know that what type of progress we have done. And I think the self-assessment is the best assessment. Second part is self-assessment. So we have to understand how we are improving. Suppose we have taken one particular area which is related to the teaching methodologies. We need to think that how we can improve upon that, how students can be, you can say, the part and parcel of the discussion in the day-to-day classroom. So if it is not there, edit. So what I mean to say, after quality, we have to think about the incremental process. And this incremental process, we have to keep on updating as whatever we want to increase about the quality, as well as the NAC is also giving lot of information that how you have done it. If you can read very carefully that what type of questions has been asked by the NAC in the submission of SSR. So you have to take it from the first year. Now 5 years are there and you have to prepare for the first year. You have to think that what is expected questions that NAC is asking. Hardly there is 10-20% changes are there, or the possibility of NAC has been given over there, so that it shows that they need or updating various changes which is in the tune of the progress of the higher education. So tune means some changes are happening, some needs are changing, some demands are changing. Demands may be increasing, or where it is going, that is a different thing, but it is based upon the situation, what is happening in and around the higher education, that we have to understand. So these are the different things which I have tried to tell you, that NAC is focusing on the quality, the incremental growth, and what are the methodologies you are using for the improvement of your day-to-day upgradation of your institution. Why I'm saying day-to-day? Because every day is a fresh day to understand how or what steps we have achieved in the course of our everyday work. And that day will convert into the months, and months will convert into the year, and every year you can say, yes, last year it was not there and we have progressed this much. So this self-assessment part we need to undertake at our own system, and I think that is the best system. Let NAC assess it on its own way, but NAC will take care of what you have done in your institution. So let me say about a few things related to the criterion. Criterion 1, which shows that there is a scope for curriculum design and the design structure. So I would like to say that the colleges are mostly depending upon what the university and UGC is providing through its courses. But I would also like to tell you, in new education policy, there is a scope that the college can independently start few courses which is related to the UGC structure, like 3 months skill course, 3 months add-on course. You can ask your students. I think those mute them. So some people are talking, sir. Can you ask them to mute it?
Ma'am, continue, ma'am.
Yeah. So I was talking about that, the lot of issues which are related to the curriculum design, in that the colleges are also having good scope to introduce various skill courses, add-on courses, MOOC and SWAYAM courses. It is also known as it is foundation courses. Why I'm saying this? Because maybe like Sangola College is a little bit far away from the university. So you have your own local need. You can design a small course based upon whatever is possible, maybe in the science, maybe in the related areas, and you can introduce this course for 3 months, at least 3 months. Why I'm saying at least 3 months? Because this is a UGC mandate that in 3 months you can able to talk, teach, deliver your different ideas to the students, and they can have the brainstorming issues to understand that how they can able to go for this particular system. So therefore this area of introducing new courses is a liberty of all the colleges, and they should move for this to understand the local need of the students. Suppose you can able to go with the global need, that is wonderful thing. You are associated with some of the global stakeholders, you can definitely move to it. Yesterday I was listening to a ISRO personality. They said if your university and affiliated colleges are ready to come to us, we can able to give 3 months or 6 month course because you're a science college. That's why I'm telling you that they are ready to give you the courses which is designed by ISRO in the relation with the physics or the issues which is related to the physics, computational science, and so on. So what does it mean? Suppose some students are interested in understanding remote sensing, they are able to understand different areas, so that part can be connected and they will get the additional knowledge in some competitive examination, or in some areas which is they are having interest, they can definitely go ahead as a career part or maybe as an interest part. So this is the thing which has been introduced by NAC that we should take it into consideration. I am talking this from last 3-4 years that this should be part and parcel of the curriculum design by every colleges. Then you can also think about the employability part, because this will give the better opportunities for employment. You cannot say that this course has been done and immediately the student will get the employment. No, this is not possible. But you have to keep on updating your students as well as the teachers, I should say. It is also the responsibility of an institution that teachers training, teachers upgradation, teachers understanding, whatever it is there, it need to be upgraded. Now coming to the teaching learning part, as I have said earlier, NAC has itself introduced, when we used to go for NAC accreditation at different levels, it was not written that what type of methodologies of teaching you are using in day-to-day life. Now when we say we are using different methodologies, it's a common answer that teachers will teach on laptops or the YouTubes or some areas which is related to some like a film showing and all that. That is, you are digitalizing the things. Digitalization of the class is the best thing, no doubt about it. But it cannot be a new methodology. New methodology concept is a little different. And what I have learned and understood by my own training and by giving training to different people on this teaching, learning, and evaluation, I felt that participatory teaching learning method is the most important method, where you are working, means teachers are working as a facilitators. You need to facilitate the students. Science stream can do it wonderfully, what I have seen. Because when we were taking such type of, you can say, the deliberations, I always find that the analytical part, which is supposed to be given to the science students or the science teachers, they always are best compared to the other faculties. So why you are not able to tap your ability to make yourself as a facilitator? Participatory methodologies like brainstorming, like recall method, like you can say whatever yesterday I have taught, some student can come in the front and present it, and other people can have a discussion, question and answer sessions, a lot of things where we can make student participate in that. And other part is like experimental, because that is also very close to the science stream. You have different experiments, but whatever the facilities are available with you, the typical experiments which is giving in the course design, that you are very much capable to do it, no doubt about it. But can you introduce some different experiment? Can you do some different lab work which is not introduced in your day-to-day course syllabus? Maybe something different which is coming, some idea which has been given by a scientist and you want to introduce. This is also known as out of box or some different additional activity. That is a part and parcel of this teaching learning process. Then you can say the experiential. You can give a project. it is not necessary that teacher should teach each and every point of the course which is given by or the design by the university or the college. No, there is no need. You can choose 20%, 30%. If the students are smart, then you can think of the 35-40%. Don't teach. Ask them to make assignment on that and put a discussion for that. So class will be there. Whatever the experience they are gaining by writing, discussion, understanding, let them present. And another part that is also related to experiential, that you can ask them to go for a field visit. You ask them to go for a different labs, like Sangola College can send some of the students to our instrumentation center. For this example I'm giving, or you can send to the different center of the same university or any other university, maybe 2 days visit, 3 days visit, or maybe 1 day visit, and then let them think what they have understood over there, why you have sent those students over there. Somebody will explain, somebody will share some experience, some instruments which is not known to the students will be given fresh look to that, and that type of idea will be helpful for the student to understand that suppose I want to become a researcher, suppose I want to go for a teaching line, suppose I want to go for an industry, what type of these activities will be useful for that particular student. So teachers should be upgraded according to that. So teachers training is equally important. Now what we did, based upon the new education policy as well as the new points which has been given by revised points which has been given by NAC, we have started introducing 1 semester for any discipline. You can say that students can devote that particular semester for apprenticeship or training to along with some NGO or the university, or with the industry, or with any other academic field, or the way you want. So that particular maybe like the last semester or last but 1 semester can be useful for such type of activities. Or as I have said earlier, that particular semester can be used for skill course, MOOC, or add-on course, or some such type of experimental activities. So you have to decide. Maybe in that 6 months, you can plan for 3 months, or you may plan for 4-5 months, and last month you can take the examination, or like a viva voce of the students, that what they have understood with this type of training or with this type of courses. So this is possible. Now this particular portion you can attach with the online methodologies. So suppose you have 6 semesters, 5 semesters you are taking offline, or the blended mode which we are now following, but the last one you can take full online. So let the student, if it is not possible for them to move, because there is always question has been asked how the girls will go, how the other boys also not having amount, money, and all these problems are there. And another problem ki abhi to teachers as appoint karu shakat nahi, so what we supposed to do? So this can be replaced. The teacher can be the observer and the students can learn online. This type of thing can be possible. You can also make a cluster of colleges. In and around how many colleges you have to decide. You can have 3 colleges combining together, and suppose that subject where student is not able to get in your institute but can be able to get in other institute. This type of cluster may be very useful for such type of activities. So your evaluation will be based upon, and that same the university is also now ready to follow, that the same examination which you are going to take in this type of different model or the new system can be put in the form of examination by dividing it as an internal marks, some viva voces, or some dissertations, or some other activities, and we can give such type of marks in that semester. So all these things we are already prepared and we have to keep on updating. Yes, if somewhere we are going wrong, we have to make it correction, and so even if it is right, we have to think that how it can be improved. Now another part which has been changed in due course of NAC process, that research and extension activities are important for the colleges. Consultancy has been removed from the college system. But still, if you are doing consultancy, it's okay. You can take the thing like this, ki consultancy can become the part of the research. But yes, you have to focus on research. Now, there are a lot of things which has been taken place and are rather in a good shape, that research is a very important part in the day-to-day life. So you can ask your teachers to move for different areas where lot of fundings are possible, like CSR, DST, even now the multidisciplinary process you need to think, interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. Suppose you have 5-6 departments. Can botany be associated with the environment science? Can zoology and botany work together? Can chemistry and physics can work together? So like this type of multidisciplinary research work, or that encouragement has to be given. And it is not necessary that you have to depend upon everything, you have to depend upon the Delhi, that the Delhi people, UGC will say, and the same thing you have to know. You can move to the NGO. An NGO can also help you through the CSR activity. Now, various CSR activities are coming because of they have to spend their money for the good purpose in some of the educational field. Meet some good CSR industrial people, those who are working as a scientist, they will definitely give you some support. This type of activities you need to run in the research areas. Extension is also a very important part. We know always NSS we put like an extension, but in NSS, apart from NSS, lot of things like you can have a tie-up with different community stakeholders. Like our area is agricultural dominated area. Some research which is linked with the agricultural system, some areas which is linked with the some product differentiation or the product making, or like analytical part, you want to analyze the soil, the air quality, the water quality. There are many things are there. You people know better than me because your stream is science. So you can put on various things for the different system. One very important part in the part of agriculture, which our pomegranate unit is doing, continuously doing, that lot of research, scientific research are associated with the agricultural product. And that continuous process, even the wastage of the agriculture can be utilized or make such type of small unit in your college, so that this extension can become a part and parcel, in a sense that student can be like an entrepreneur. And for that we are using the word incubation center. So small incubation center can also become a very important part of your day-to-day studies. Now coming to the area, because that is I cannot take all the criteria, but those where the modification has been done for the better quality, I should say the student support. Student support is very important. We are all doing that. We know that for the student is the best stakeholder, the most important stakeholder for all of us. But how you can understand that student is leaving your college with a satisfaction, student is leaving your college with a improved quality, or the students is leaving or rather studying also every day with new potential, new gainings of knowledge or understanding. For that, there are various methodologies has been given by NEC itself. And we need to understand the mentor-mentee system, which is also the part of second criteria as well as the fifth criteria, and is also some part is coming in the sixth criteria. So what I mean to say, that every teacher able to know that every lecture, what type of knowledge the student gain, every activity, every visit, whatever I have said earlier, all activities supposed to be linked with the giving some you can say the additional marks to the student. That is also known as internal evaluation. That process will come, I am telling you. That will definitely come after some months also, it may come, because it is in the process. So but you need to understand that every day how my student, or now we can also saying how my child is improving. My child means my student, and if it is he or she is improving, that is a satisfaction to the teacher. But apart from that, the career of the student you can only make. And therefore the student support means not only the classroom activity but all other activities, maybe cultural, maybe research activity, maybe like a sports activity, maybe discussion activity, whatever you choose, that has become the student support system. You carefully read whatever the questions given by the NAC. They are expecting that the students potential should throw light through feedback. They should made free to tell you that this is right and this is wrong, and we should take in a positive way that what is good, but what is not good can be completely taken care to make it good. So therefore what is not good, you have to take it positively. It doesn't mean that this is a criticism. This is a positive step towards progress, and therefore that is the part of the student progression that we need to think. And then coming to the last criterion, that is extend I mean to say the best practice innovation. And in that, nowadays maybe this is a last criterion, but actually it is connected with the all criterion, like again come from the first, second, third. All these three important, first, second, third, are the important criterion. They are connected with the innovation. How, what type of course you are teaching, what an innovative idea in that, what type of teaching learning methodologies you are using, what type of new innovative exercise you are using, any research you are doing, what type of new idea you are putting in the research. All innovation comes under this. And out of that, few best practices, majorly two best practices, which is not present in any other institution in India. Mind my this word, not present in other institution in India, that you should able to generate. Let me tell you, you will get full out of full marks if you can achieve this. So this is the thing which we need to understand, which is all based upon the flexibility approach, very visionary approach, and the new approach, light but tight. This has been given by the new education policy, that every day you have to keep involving students and teachers for a good cause. So it is light, but tight means you have to keep on giving knowledge, which is the best for the development of our students, because our relation with the students is like a parent a child relationship, and therefore that type of relation we should need to develop. And this quality framework, I hope Sangola College has made a very clear indication that every stakeholder, by organizing this workshop, that every stakeholder can have a chance to upgrade and make a better quality in future. I hope your college will definitely going to keep on upgrading for the betterment at whatever the level efforts you are all taking. So I wish you all the best, and I hope it will, the day long session will be very, very useful. So again, I will declare that this particular national workshop has been inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am has to explain that NAC is a continuous process in a short and a very simple manner. Ma'am has to explain all the seven criteria, what the college has to be taking initiative to fulfill all criteria needs. And ma'am has to explain more on research and extension activities. And here ma'am explained the studies meeting at ISRO is going to help you to conduct some sessions to our students also. So we read ma'am here with kind permission of our principals, here I am giving you word that our college is ready to conduct ISRO courses with your kind cooperation. And then other part of the thank you ma'am for your valuable guidance. Answer. Next, the last part of today's event, that is presidential speech. Before that, here I would like to request our respected principal, Dr. Provisional Accreditation, please be felicitate our respected trustee member to decide. would like to request Dr. Ranjit Deshmukh sir, Principal, Shivaji Polytechnic College, Sangola, for the presidential speech.
Today we have gathered here on the auspicious occasion of one-day national workshop on understanding the revised assessment and accreditation process, NAC, which is organized by Sangola College, Sangola. For this auspicious occasion, for this event, we have the chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mrunalini Punadis Madam. For this function, we have the President of this function, Honorable Dr. Madhusudan Bachute sir. And for this event, we have the President of this Sangola Taluka Uच्च Shikshan Mandal Sangola, Honorable Mr. Baburauji Gaikwad Sahib. Then the Trustee of this organization, Phule Sahib. The experts, keynote speaker, Dr. Sanjay Gharat sir, and Dr. Aruna Deoskar madam, my fellow colleagues, and the dear participants. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize because such an eminent person, great personalities are there for this event, and it is not good to speak after such eminent personality because they are having huge experience in this education field, and I am speaking after them. So first of all, I would like to take opportunity to apologize all the persons, great personalities for this event. So everybody is watching, and I have been also witnessing that the Sangola Taluka Shikshan Mandal, from the inception of Sangola Mahavidyalaya Sangola, started their journey in 1978, and from the inception of this student-centric activity
achieved by this college, is always keen to give more opportunity to faculty members. As this college has started the journey in
there also this college have achieved different milestones in every sector. And the NAC, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, which is the apex body, and this apex body always trying to give a quality education in higher education. And looking at this objective, the President Gaikwad Sahib and the trustee member have started this college. And as you know that Sangola Taluka is a drought-prone area, and it was not possible for all the students to take their higher education in Sangola. Looking at this objective, they have started this institution, and from the 78 to till now, whatever the goals set by the organization, all these set goals are achieved by the organization. And according to the mission of the organization is always trying to arrange some periodic assessment norms, and in order to achieve the quality education, organization is always striving to give the more stress emphasizing on a teaching learning process, and this will encourage the self-evaluation, as well as colleges also started research activity, giving more stress on research studies. College is also organizing different kinds of faculty development programs, workshop, training for the student as well as for the faculty member, so that they will get the latest emerging knowledge in the different sectors. College is also organizing expert lectures, keynote speeches, and college is also organizing such kind industry expert, academic experts. They are always giving more stress on academic and industry experts, because as you know that we are in the process of teaching learning, and there is a gap. In order to bridge the gap between industry and institution, so such different expert lectures, industry experts, academic expert lectures are being organized in an institution. The institution is also giving more stress on publications, promoting to the faculty member to publish their research papers in a different international and national organized journals, so that they will be get recognized by the different journals. And college is also giving promotion to the students to publish their research in a different journals, publications. Different workshops has been organized for copyright, patents, etc., so that they will also get in touch with the research activity. And as we are also witnessing the scale up India, entrepreneurship, intrapreneurship, the Sangola Mahendra Sangola is always giving opportunity to the students to start their own enterprises. I heard that some of the students are there. They have started their own enterprise and they are serving to the nation and contributing to the national economy. So, Startup India, then the Scale Up India, these are activities are there. So these also activities are being conducted by the college. And I would like to again give a more stress on placement. So Sangola Mahendra Sangola is a kind of a organization. So students, those who are studying in a computer science, they are serving to the nation. They are also serving abroad, and such eminent recognized universities are there and the renowned companies are there. TCS, Wipro, then Capgemini, etc. So there also students are being placed in a, they are achieving different milestones. Some of them are at managerial level, and after that, so alumni organization is also set up by the Sangola Mahendra Sangola, and alumni interaction is always every year done by the college, because the students, those who are studying in a second, third year, they will also get opportunity to learn what is happening across the globe. So these companies are there. Those who are serving to the different companies, they are always in touch with the student, so that they will get the immersive trade knowledge. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam, already mentioned about some of the courses. I assure you, on behalf of Honorable Dr. Basudev sir and the trustee of research activity, thinking, capability, and the innovative even, and some of the certifications programs are there. If we introduce these kinds of certification program in an institution, so short-term, long-term certification program, and this short-term, long-term certification program will also enhance the skill of the students, and they will get the opportunity to start their own organization. So MOOCs and SWAYAM, these some of the online courses platforms are there. It has been started by the central government for the students, and all these MOOCs and SWAYAM courses are freely available on the internet. One can apply for that and learn as much as you can. And for that, LPTL and MOOCs, SWAYAM courses, eminent experts, the scientists are also there, and they are talking or they are sharing their knowledge with the students. So these interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary different fields are there. So we are trying to concentrate on this interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary tasks. Some of the MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, has been signed by the Sangola Mahendra Sangola with the industry as well as to the institutions. Our Shivaji Botanic College Sangola is also a part of this MOU, and we are trying to promote the research activity. So Shivaji Botanic College Sangola also has got 2 patents for the projects. We are also trying to give more stress on this research activity. So ultimately, today is the kind of a one-day workshop on the revised norms related to the accreditation process, and whatever the goal has been set by the Sangala Mandare Sangala, they will achieve in the future. And last note, under the able guidance of Honorable Dr. Munrani Fadnavis Madam, Vice Chancellor of Provisional Accreditation Volker Solapur University, Solapur. University has also achieved their milestone in different sectors. So ultimately, those who are going to participate in this technical event, so on behalf of this Sangala Mahodaya Sangala, I would like to give a best of luck, and these sessions will be a fruitful session for them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your fruitful guidance of today's speech. And the last part of this event, that is overall thanks. Here, I would like to request Dr. P.A. Mansuri, sir, IQAC co-coordinator, for sharing photo comments.
Good morning to all. As this is hybrid mode of workshop, good morning to all who are present in this classroom as well as in the Google Meet. I take here opportunity to express vote of thanks on behalf of IQAC of Sangola College, Sangola. Firstly, I am thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor Munrani Fadnavis Ma'am for withdrawing time from her busy schedule and joining the Google Meet as a chief guest for the inaugural function. Ma'am has expressed her views and guided us about continuous process of assessment and accreditation. She has given emphasis in her speech on improvement of teaching methodologies, incremental process, and how colleges should cope up with the new education policy and revise the assessment and accreditation framework of the NAC. She has stated some opportunities for the higher education institutes. As colleges, affiliated colleges, as such, they don't have any freedom to design curriculum, but they can make tie-up with some national and international institutes like ISRO, and they can start some courses, short duration courses for the students. Ma'am has expressed about her views about curriculum design and employability enhancement. Mere digitalization of classroom is not important, but teachers should have the role of facilitators and should come up with some participative teaching learning methodologies like brainstorming, recall or question answer sessions, and so on, experimental and experiential learning. She has focused on many concepts like cluster of colleges, small incubation centers, best practices, and student support. So she has talked endlessly on these several topics and enlightened the participants. So from on the behalf of the IQAC and our college management, I am very much thankful to you, ma'am, for joining us as a chief guest and enlightening the participants. I am also thankful to the president of this inaugural function, Principal Dr. Ranjit Deshmukh sir, that he has also withdrawn time on last call and joined us as a president. He has also guided participants on which courses, quality, research publications, industrial visits, expert talks, Skill Up India, multi and interdisciplinary researches, and MOUs of the national and international reputation. So, as neighbor can judge us very well. So, Shivaji Polytechnic College is also a neighbor, and one of the college which is in MOU with the Sangola College, Sangola. So, sir has extended his hands of cooperation to us. So, I'm on the behalf of the IQAC and Sangola College, Sangola, I'm really thankful to you, sir. I'm thankful to the SG Phule Sahib trustee of Sangola Taluka Uच्च Shikshan Mandal, for joining the inaugural function. I am also thankful to respected Principal Dr. Madhusudan Rajput sir for explaining the background, aims and objectives of the workshop. I am thankful to Dr. T.R. Pani, who is IPSC coordinator of the college, and I am thankful to all the participants for patiently listening, and all the staff who has cooperated and given efforts to make this inaugural session successful. Thank you very much. Next, over to Dr. Vishal.
Thank you, sir. So, the next session will start about 11. The platform of this program president, this is another session for me. Will be 11.
मोबाईल आवाज मोबाईल आवाज बोललेलं व्हॅल्यू घेत नाही काय बोलतो नुसता आवाज आहे
सर्वांना एक सूचना आहे की तुमच्या स्क्रीनवर डिस्प्ले केल्यानंतर इको तयार होते, आवाज ऐकायला येत नाही. तुम्ही तुमच्या सोयीनुसार तुमच्या मोबाईलमध्ये इथे बसून ऐकता येईल त्या ठिकाणी जाऊन जायला पाहिजे.
Okay, within 2 minutes, we start the next session.
हॅलो खरंच सर.
सर आवाज येतोय खरंच सर. वी आर ऑडिबल. ओके ऑडिबल. हाँ सर यू आर ऑडिबल सर. ओके.
नमस्कार खरंच साहेब. नमस्कार. हॅलो
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर.
क्या सुरू करायचं आहे?
हा सुरू करायचं आहे.
ओके. Can I share my screen?
Sir, wait for 2 minutes, sir. 1-2 मिनिटं फक्त थांबा. Definitely I will say, sir.
माझी स्क्रीन शेअर करू का?
सर 1-2 मिनिटं फक्त आपण इव्हेंट स्टार्ट करूया. Then definitely I will give you guidelines when you will share the screen.
ठीक आहे.
Okay. The second session, that is the media session 1, will start immediately. So those who join online, firstly, I would like to welcome all the participants who join online as well as offline. So I am very welcome our Sangola Institution Mandal trustee member Pune sir, and I would like to welcome our Principal of Shuri College of sir, and I would like to welcome Dr. T.R. Officer, the IPSC coordinator, and I would like to welcome the co-coordinator of the PMS sir, and all the participants. On behalf of all of us, I welcome you all. Before, as a part of the today's online workshop, that is national workshop on understanding the revised assessment and accreditation process of NAC. And this particular session will be conducted by Honorable Principal Dr. Sanjay Kraskar on behalf of Sambala College, I heartily welcome you, sir, for the technical session 1, that is revised assessment and re-accreditation process. So rather than taking you so much time here, I would like to introduce Dr. B.A. Bachodeskar for the introduction speech of technical session 1.
Screen share.
Good morning. Good morning to all. It's my pleasure to introduce resource person for the first technical session of this workshop. Resource person is Principal Dr. Sanjay Khara. He is principal at Modern College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Pune. His educational qualification is MSc, PhD in Zoology, LLB and MBA. He has total teaching experience of 30 years and research experience of 24 years. He is a member of BOS and member of Senate in Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. He has worked as a member of NAC PRT. He is the recipient of various awards for teaching, research and administration. I will mention few of them he has received Jagannath Ratri Award from Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. He has received Best Principal Award from Pune University. He has awarded with Best Principal Award from Progressive Education Society, Pune. He has awarded with Senior Scientist Award from Environmentalist Association, Ranchi. He has been awarded with the Best Teacher Award from Pune Municipal Corporation, Pune. 5 candidates have obtained PhD and 1 MPhil under his guidance. He has written 3 reference books and has completed 12 research projects. He has published 45 research papers in various international journals. His H-Text is 8. He has visited some countries like Spain, Thailand, and Malaysia for presenting research papers in international conferences. With this brief introduction, I welcome Principal Dr. Sanjay Khara to express his views and guide us on the NAC revised assessment and accreditation process. Please, sir.
Thank you very much for a very good introduction. And it is indeed a great honor. Am I audible? आवाज येतो है?
Yes, sir.
So I am very much thankful to you. As an organizer, you have invited me to have a word on this revised guideline of NAC assessment and accreditation. The principal of this college, all the authorities of Sangola Education Society, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Solapur University, all authorities and participants. As we know that the revised accreditation process has been, just I will share my screen. Kindly permit to share my screen.
Yes, you can share.
नहीं share करो देत नहीं है.
You can share, sir. From your place, you can share. No problem at all. Directly, you can share, sir.
माझ्याकडे जो शेअरचा ऑप्शन आहे ना तो ऍक्टिव्हेट होत नाही आहे.
इथे आहे सर. You can activate the 3. You can click on 3 dot. Here, present now. You can click a button on present now, sir. Present now.
Make your host, Dr. Kharat.
Yeah, what a problem.
Wait 1 minute, sir. Okay, right now, sir, you are co-host. You can do, sir. Correct, sir?
Just.
Yes, sir.
येत नाही आहे अजून.
You are now host, sir. Sir, can you share your PPT with us?
ओके, मी मेल करू का?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
जरा मला मेल पाठवा, मी शेअर.
Sir, tell me your mail ID, sir. I will share.
शेअर होत नाही. जस्ट मिनिट. काय होतं? नाही ऍक्टिव्हिटीच होत नाही.
Please share your mail ID. I will share one blank SMS to you from our mail. It is active here.
त्याला हे विंडो
Sharing the whole screen. Okay.
ओपन करायला
Okay, sir.
दिसते का आता स्क्रीन?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके.
Okay, sir.
So thank you very much. Actually, it is a very crispy, very small, but at the same time, a very informative and important presentation. As we know that the NAC manual have been published in April 2017, and before April 2017, we used to prepare our SSR, and we used to send in the hardbound. आपल्या सर्वांना आठवत असेल की hard copy of the SSR we used to send to the NAC. But in April 2017, the entire process has been changed, and now we have to submit most of the documents online. And therefore, what actually the changes has been occurred, that simply will go step by step. So what are the major changes so far as the previous NAC manual and the accreditation process is concerned? And the answer is almost everything is changed. Because that the initially part that NAC peer team used to visit the college, they used to be there for 3 days. They used to see each and every part of the college, and the assessment or the marking was fully based on the realization of the NAC peer team. So most of the time we used to get a very funny story about the NAC peer team members. And these funny stories may include the mood of the peer team member, and even the hospitality what we are offering, and at the same time what our faculty members have communicated with the peer team member. Was there any communication gap during the presentation. There used to be a departmental presentations, and every department used to make almost a rat race to showcase our department how it is best. And this is how actually that entire process was basically a miss. But in 2017, the entire process, almost everything is get changed, and we'll simply highlight what the changes have been. As we know that every year we are filling annual quality assurance report of our college because it is a mandatory. It is expected that every college should submit their AQAR by the end of December of every academic year. Now, the questionnaire which are there in annual quality assurance report, almost same questions are there in SSR. And therefore, indirectly, the questions of AQAR and the answers which we have prepared or written in AQAR is actually partly our SSR. And I am enough lucky that even I got an opportunity to work on the revised questionnaire of the AQAR guideline. As we know that Dr. Ganesh Hegde was a senior advisor for the NAC, and under his guidance, unfortunately, Ganesh Hegde left us. A very thorough gentleman, always helping nature, and irrespective of whether the college is rural or whether the college is urban, he used to help all colleges to a large extent. So, Dr. Ganesh Hegde had framed one committee at a NAC. Dr. K. Bajaj from Chandigarh was a member. Dr. Anand Modi, principal of Gujarat College, was a member. Myself was a member, and Dr. Ganesh Hegde was a coordinator of this committee. And we have worked very sincerely, and we have that whatever the questions which are there in present AQAR, all these guidelines we have framed. So the AQAR is basically the questions which are reflected into the SSR. And initially, that whatever the qualitative assessment was there is now absolutely changed into the quantitative form and qualitative form. And therefore, almost everything is changed. This is one. Second part. The second part was we used to write or we used to send a LOI, letter of intention. And once we submit the letter of intention, we used to submit our SSR after 2 months, after 3 months, or even we ask NAC to give an extension. But now you have a binding of 45 days. Once you submit your IIQA, what is IIQA? IIQA is Institutional Information for Quality Assessment. So once you submit the Institutional Information for Quality Assessment, you have to submit your entire SSR along with all the documents in the e-form within a 45 days. And therefore, it is better to prepare firstly SSR, collect the data, prepare the link of all the documents, arrange in a very typical manner in an indexing form, in a criterion wise and the metrics wise, and then you submit your IIQA so that there will be no hurry for you for submission of SSR within 45 days. And therefore, I think all colleges need to start preparing SSR almost 4 months, 6 months before the ending of a validity period. Before that, whatever the validity period is given by the NAC in that previous accreditation cycle, we have to prepare the SSR. So this is a very important change which is there. Now, what actually the preparation need to be made, then how we can organize the preparation of SSR, how we can assign the work so that the entire work and the entire accreditation process will be a very transparent, will not be a confusing, and at the same time it will not make any mess at an institutional level. So basically we have to follow 4 steps. What are these? As I mentioned, that as we are submitting self-study report of our institution online, and because previously we used to submit a hard copy, hardbound copy, and all the supportive document we used to keep in our college in a file. Now what we have to do, we have to write a SSR in qualitative matrix, prepare the document in the quantitative matrix, then we have to make a link of this. So this is one step. Secondly, once you submit your SSR, there is another agency, what we called it as a data validation and verification, DVV. This is a third party organization who used to verify our document which have been submitted online. This is one. Secondly, once our SSR is submitted, there is one more agency who work for student satisfactory survey. What we called it as a triple S. So DVV is a validation and verification of a document which we are uploading to the NAC or our college website. A triple S is a student satisfactory survey where the document which we have uploaded about the student, those who have been admitted this academic year. So you are uploading the data of that student, their name, their class, their Aadhaar card, their phone number, even their mail ID. So this data will be with NAC, and now the NAC will randomly select some student and they will send the mail, and they do get a feedback of the student. What we called it as a student satisfactory survey is a triple S. And once you get a pre-qualifier, there is a concept of a pre-qualifier. What is that pre-qualifier? That whatever the data which you have uploaded as a SSR, precisely with a quantitative matrix, that because as we know that the 70% marks are for quantitative matrix, 30 marks are there for qualitative matrix. So out of that 70 marks, if you achieve a 25% of a marks, your college is qualified for peer team visit. This is called as a pre-qualifier. So once you complete the pre-qualifier, then that triple S used to send the mail to our student, and independently they get a feedback from the student. That is what we called it as a student satisfactory survey. Once, and this period is again 15 days. I will come to this point again in a detail. Once we get the student satisfactory survey, the third step is a peer team visit. Initially, the peer team member used to visit for 3 days. Now, these 3 days has been reduced to 2 days. So, there will be a visit of only 2 days. There is one more addition, or there is little bit change which have been made, that if any peer team member want to have an online visit, so he can. So he will not be physically visit to your college, but that whatever the qualitative metrics which you have written in your SSR, all these views can be viewed by online way by using the camera and internet, and even he can assess your institute. So this peer team visit. The third part of accreditation is that whatever the data validation and verification committee have verified and validate your document, they will raise the query. What we called it as a deviation report. For example, I would like to quote a very simple example. Assume that your teacher have been involved in syllabus framing of the university. So he must be a member of board of study of that respective subject of your parent university. So that letter is necessary. Suppose he is not a member of board of studies, but he has submitted a few curriculum changes to the academic section of the university, and that whatever the curriculum which have been recommended by your teacher, if it is covered in the university's curriculum, you have to show the minutes of the board of study of your parent university, so that it will be proved that your teacher was involved into the syllabus framing. Then you will get a mark. So this is how this DVV will work. That whatever document which you are uploading, that will be validated and verified. And if the team of the DVV is not satisfied with the document which you have uploaded, they will raise the query and you have to answer that query within 15 days. Okay. And therefore, every college have to prepare a SSR and the supportive document in such a way that there will be a minimum queries raised by DVV. Okay. And the fourth part is a student satisfactory survey whose marks are directly get accumulated. So all these 4 parameters, 1, 2, 3, 4, will be grouped together for your grading. Now, to initiate the process of accreditation as per the revised guideline, what is bare minimum requirement? Bare minimum requirement. First, a basic information about your college. Then, basic information precisely with how many programs, how many courses, how many teachers, then how many students, how many of them are male, how many of them are female, then their details, all these things are need to be given. At the same time, you have to give the details of management, details of infrastructure. So this is one part. And second part is actually covered in 7 criteria. So that what we called it as the additional information of your institution and the criterion wise information need to be submitted into the SSR. So when we talk about SSR in toto as a whole, it will be again divided into 2 parts. There are basically 2 types of question. One is a descriptive, qualitative matrix, what we call it as a QLM. And the another one is a QNM, is a quantitative matrix. Where the qualitative metrics are there, you have to write the answer in a descriptive way. And the word limit is given. For example, if we are talking about a criteria 3, in which the qualitative matrix is what the research ecosystem you have generated. So you have to describe in detail how your college is promoting a research, what initiatives have been taken, what library support is there, then are there any research funds? Does any industry have made a tie-up with your college for carrying out a research? Is there policy of contractual research? Is there policy of consultancy? All these things need to be written in 500 words. This is what we called it as a assessment. I mean the descriptive assessment you have to write. And so far as whenever the peer team will visit your college, that whatever you are written into the qualitative metrics will be verified. Whereas quantitative data, all these numerical questions. For example, how many teachers are recognized guide of your college? So you may answer, what is the total number of your teachers of your college? So to say 100. How many of them recognized guide for PhD? You can say 20. So if the 100 teachers, out of 100, only 20 are recognized guide, indicating that 20% teachers are a recognized guide. So accordingly, you can get the metrics or you can get the marks for this. So you just try to understand that as per this revised guideline, there is no change in criteria. As it is, 7 criteria are there. There are 32 indicators. Initially, in old guideline, there were 36 key indicators. Now the key indicators have been reduced to 32. And there are metrics. Now these metrics do vary in affiliated college, in autonomous college, and in universities. So far as the qualitative and quantitative metrics are concerned, this number, this is actually varies from institution to institution. Because overall there are 91 metrics, where it's not 41, there are only 30 qualitative metrics, and so far as the quantitative is concerned, there are 61 quantitative metrics. So the total metrics is 91. Very early there were 121, but now it has been reduced to 91, and qualitative are 30 and quantitative are 61. So we have to answer in this 91 matrix only. Now, how your SSR is going to assess is very interesting and important to understand. That whatever the self-study report which you have submitted is divided into 3 parts, as I mentioned earlier also. Data validation and verification by auditors. This is 70%, 64 and 6. It covers 700 marks out of 1000. Student satisfactory survey. It has a 60 marks. So what colleges have to do? Colleges have to prepare our present student for answering the questions asked by NAC. And the questions are very simple. 20 questions have been coined by NAC. That 20 questions you have to answer. There is only one question which is descriptive. And in descriptive question, the NAC asks student to give any suggestion. So sometimes it happens that the facilities which are not made available by the college can be asked by the student. For example, some student may write that we should get more time for laboratory. Sometimes the student should write we should have a very good audio visual hall. Sometimes student may write that we should have a very good sports ground, so and so forth. And the 30% part is a peer team visit where the 3 experts will be there in your college for 2 days and their scope is only qualitative. They will not ask about the quantitative. Now, how the scores are generated? That whatever the quantitative data which you have uploaded and verified by DVV, their scores are generated, what we call it as a system generated scores. These scores are not known to peer team members. Independently, this system will generate the scores based on document and data which you have uploaded in the SSR and the DVV auditor have verified. This is carried out through a third-party validation. Weightages and benchmarks have been set by the NAC, but what are the benchmarks we don't know. म्हणजे आपण किती लेक्चर घेतले म्हणजे तेवढे मार्क्स, किती रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश झाले म्हणजे एवढे मार्क्स. That benchmark we don't know. Even NAC has not disclosed this benchmark. But system know what the benchmarks are. This system know what the standard benchmarks are and whatever the DVV have approved, based on that approved data of DVV, the system will generate the scores. As we know that so far as the diversity of higher education system is concerned, these benchmarks are different for affiliated college. These benchmarks are different for autonomous college. These benchmarks are different from universities. And these benchmarks are also different for award bidding institutions. So I think you might have understood the functioning of calculating the scores. And again, the participation of students and alumni in assessment process, this is equally important and that will be verified. again by the peer team visit. So, if we just have a look on the entire discussion which we did so far, we can divide that entire process into 5 steps. What are these 5 steps? First, we have to submit the institutional information for quality assessment, what we call it as IIQA. Once the IIQA is accepted, I'm saying accepted, not necessary that it will be accepted as it is. I will talk a little bit afterward. Once the IIQA is accepted, you do get a NAC portal, NAC window for your institution for submission of SSR. Once your SSR is submitted, there will be a third step, student satisfactory survey. NAC on their own will send the mail to student and they get a student satisfactory survey. Parallelly, data validation and verification start simultaneously. On one side, the student satisfactory survey will go on, and on other side, data validation and verification will start simultaneously. And then a final part is a peer team visit, and which we get a result. You might have remember in 2017 or before, the executive council meeting of a NAC used to be conducted after 1 month or after 3 months or after even 6 months. So once the accreditation is get over, we have to wait for a very longer time for getting the result. But now, as the scores CGPA is system generated, so that even within after a visit within 8 days or 15 days, you can get a result of your institution that what grade you have got. What process? Because the process and procedure is very important, because there is a tremendous change as per the revised manual. Higher educational institution firstly fills registration form. In that registration form, we have to give the accreditation information detail. Then NAC verifies and approves the registration. It may take 8 to 10 days. Once NAC verifies and approves the registration, please listen, this is basically for the new institution. Those who are appearing for first time accreditation, they have to go for the registration process. So once the NAC verifies and approves the registration, you do get activation and login credentials. And once you get a login credential, it will be remain as it is. Then your institution will access the portal by filling information, and once that IIQ is filled, you have 45 days to fill up the SSR. So this is a submission process. You have to submit online IIQA. Again, listen, very important. The activation of this window is for 30 minutes only. So before starting the filling of IIPA online, you have to keep ready all your documents, because that document need to be uploaded while filling the IIPA. So online filling of IIPA, upload support document. Once your documents are uploaded, you do get the another window. That window is about a payment to be made for the NAC. And that payment for IIQA is 25,000 rupees plus GST. Once you pay the fees, you get the IIQA submission, a window on your portal that your IIQA is submitted successfully. Now that IIQA is get verified by the NAC, and many times what happens that whatever the courses which we have claimed or the student admission strength, what we have claimed, that document, if it is not getting fitted with the document which is available on our college website, so if the courses are not getting matched on the college website, if the information which you have provided in IIQA is not getting matched with your college website, then your IIQA will be rejected, or your IIQA will be asked for clarification, and you do get an 8 days period for submitting the clarification. Once you submit the clarification, your IIQA will be accepted or rejected. So that window will reflect that your IIQA is accepted, or the window can reflect your IIQA is rejected. Now, if it is rejected, what is next? If it is rejected, then within the same fee, you can again fill the IIQA. Okay, and then again the same process will start because you are filling as a new IIQA. Understand? So in a single fee, you can try for 3 times. But after 3rd time, even your IIQA is get rejected, then you have to pay fresh fees. Okay, so this is very important. Now, once your IIQA is accepted, immediately window reflects that now you are ready for submission of SSR, and you have to submit the SSR within 45 days. So we have to submit the SSR as a uploaded data as a template files. The window, that NAC window is having a template. We have to upload that information in that template. The limitation is if the size of the document is bigger than 6 MB, then you have to create a link for that document, and you have to make this available link and document on your college website. If the size of that file is below 6 MB, we can immediately upload on the same template. Once you fill the SSR, you get the another window which says pay the fees. What is the fees? 1,87,000 plus GST. Then there is another option called as a non-applicable metrics. That non-applicable metrics are based on National Education Policy 2020. Understand? These metrics are important. These metrics are not counted for your grade, but at the same time, what preparation have been made by the college for implementation of National Education Policy need to be written here. Then that student satisfactory survey begins after SSR is submitted. That for that purpose, all the data is collected by the NAC. On one side, you have submitted your own data. At the same time, NAC access the data from AISHE. As we know that every college have to submit a ISHE report. At the same time, we are submitting our information for National Institution for Ranking Framework, NIRF. So the NAC can access the data from InflibNet. Okay. And then finally, this updated student satisfactory survey, DVV and implement is basically going for the actually counting your CGPA. This is what I was talking briefly, that institutional information quality assessment where you have to pay the fees of 25,000 rupees. And for the colleges, general colleges with multi-faculty arts, commerce, science, 1,85,000. And where there are two installments which we get. The first installment is of 92,500 plus GST. And once the SSR is accepted before peer team visit, we have to pay the another 50% fees. So this is what is a process going on parallelly. The DVV identifies the deviation, which prepares the deviation report. They do send to us with queries. Then college have to prepare the clarification on the queries raised by the DVV. Either you have to make a correction, and if there is no clarification on the issue or on the query raised by the DVV, we have to accept and we can lose the marks. Then sometimes the DVV even asks to update the extra data. So that data can be uploaded on the higher educational institution. Then you can again answer the queries, but this is only once. Second time, DVV will not ask any query. They directly access your SSR and give the marks. So far as the student satisfactory survey is concerned, they initiate the survey with 30% of the student, provided we have to submit the Aadhaar number, roll number, details of student, their class, whether it's a male or female, all these details need to be given. Then the activation of links to student are sent, and the NAC also informed to the college that we have already sent the link to the student. Please see that all the students will fill the SSS. In case of sufficient response from the student, if the 30% student have immediately responded, it will go ahead. But if suppose 30% response is not received, then they will send the mail to another 70% student. So this entire work will be there for 15 days. And once the 15 days are get over, that whatever the student satisfactory survey received by this system is analyzed, and it will be counted to the marking scheme. As we know that there is no as such a drastic change in the marking of the 7 criteria. The marking scheme is almost same. Curricular aspect 100, teaching, learning and evaluation 350, research, innovation and extension. In previous guideline it was 100 only. Now it is 120. Infrastructure and learning resources 100. Student support and progression. In previous guideline there were 150 marks. Now it has been reduced to 130 marks. Governance, leadership and management 100 marks. Institutional values and best practices 100 marks. This is how the 1000 marks are counted for calculating the CGPA. This is how our information is accessed by the NAC. We have provided our own information through SSR. As I mentioned, AISHE, every year we do fill the data, NIRF data, and even there are some other resources which NAC can access through implement, and this cumulative grade point average is calculated. So all these qualitative measurements are converted into grade points. Wider scope is there for normalizing the scores. There is no as such biases, but if it would be, can be minimized. A 1 point difference between two letter grades, because as we know that there is a grading in terms of letter, A plus plus, like that. So a 1 point difference between two letter grades with 50 or 100 points assigned between two successive letter grades result in appreciable fine tuning of the process. Relative evaluation would be more exact due to reduction in variations and standard deviation. व्यक्ती सापेक्ष ते बदलणार नाही, because it is a quantifiable, it is a measurable, so it is absolute, it is a perfect. The inter-peer team variations are substantially reduced because there is a scope of only 30 marks. With score scope for adjustment at any stage, the peer team judgment would be more accurate, and therefore we have to pay even equal attention on the peer team visit. This is what the CGPA we are getting, 3.51 to 4 A++, 3.26 to 3.50 A+, 3.01 to 3.25 A, 2.76 to 3 B++, 2.51 to 2.75 B+, 2.01 to 2.50 B, and this is how it is 1.50, it is equivalent to non-accredited. Friends, under this 3.51 to 4, there are overall only 25 colleges in the nation. 3.26 to 3.50, there are 225 colleges only. 3.1 to 3.25, somewhere 50 to 350, and the major chunk is here, 2.2, 2.76 to 3. The majority of the colleges are here, so we have to move from here to here, here to here, and here to here. So this is expected while understanding the entire process. This is how the final result is prepared. The section 1, your report, actually report which is generated by the NAC, will be divided into 4 parts. 1, general information of your college. Section part is a descriptive criteria, जो आपने लिखा है descriptive में, qualitative metrics में. So all this peer perception is written here. The third section is SWOT analysis of your college, and fourth one is a recommendation. This is how the report is prepared, and the final result, what we do get as a mention of graphical representation, then institutional grade sheet is also given to us, and finally we do get the certificate of accreditation. So this is how the entire process and procedure is there for the accreditation. I hope that within a stipulated time, I have tried to cover the entire demarking changes which are there into a revised guideline. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation on the present topic. Those who participate online, if you have any queries regarding this particular technical session, you can ask the question by unmuting your sound.
Hello, sir.
If there are any queries, I will be happy to answer.
Sir, I would like to ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
NAC has asked to prepare the separate SSR for the UC colleges and PG colleges In Maharashtra, most of the colleges have the on-grant PG programs. In that case, what is your opinion, sir?
Sorry, I didn't understand your question.
In NAT has asked to prepare
Ah,
a separate exam that is for UG colleges and for PG colleges.
ah.
And we have in Maharashtra, most of the colleges are running in online PG courses. And the colleges lack in activities as far as the PG courses are considered. So in that case, what can we do?
Okay, see, that basically, so far as the accreditation is concerned, whether your college is self-finance, whether it is aided, whether it is the government, it hardly matters. Every college need to go for accreditation. This is one binding from our Maharashtra Public University Act on one side. Secondly, there are the self-finance colleges, especially the postgraduate programs or some other computer-related programs are self-finance, and arts, commerce, science programs are finance. So there is a hybrid institutions. And the third part is in Maharashtra, there are hardly postgraduate colleges. So basically, wherever the colleges are running a postgraduate program, that colleges will be treated as a postgraduate colleges. And the accreditation will be done as per the postgraduate colleges. There is a very good concept which have been introduced by the NAC, especially for the self-financing colleges, non-grant colleges, who are not financially stable, financially weak. That is what we call it as a provisional accreditation. So the NAC have initiated the process of provisional accreditation. That provisional accreditation will be for 2 years only. And the colleges which have not even entered in accreditation, even for a single time, they have to go for the provisional accreditation.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any of the participants who will join online, you may raise your hand. So you are sir. Then I would like to request for the PR officer for sharing the comments.
On behalf of National Workshop on Deviation Assessment and Accreditation process, as an IPC coordinator of Sangla College, Sangla, I would like to thank too much to Dr. Sanjay Karat sir, who is the principal of Government College, Pune. He has discussed so many aspects about the old assessment process and recent assessment process. He explained his ideas in very simple language and also explained about how to prepare SSR, self-study report. He also explained about the preparation of distributional information for quality assessment and how it is important. Also, he explained about the student satisfaction survey. This survey is also very important part of the assessment process. And he also given us a few guidelines about getting the student satisfaction survey really good for the institutions. He also explained about the assessment process which is carried out by the NAC. In the older days, the assessment was carried for 3 days. Exactly, the peer team visits the institutions and assesses the various fields. But recently or nowadays, peer team visits only for 2 days and they carry out assessment. It means he explained very nicely about the total assessment process, that is 70 plus 30. 70% assessment which is carried out by the data which is provided to the NAC by the respective institutions. And 30% assessment is carried only by direct visit by the peer team to the respective institutions. Again, he also explained about the institutional information and quality assessment. And he pointed out so many parameters which are very useful for the institutions which are going through the national assessment and accreditation process. Finally, I once again thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance for all the participants who are working for the NAC in the current stages. So, again, I thanks to Dr. Sanjay Kaur sir for his valuable guidance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.